So a lot of you in the room are practice members and we welcome you, but for those of you who are not, welcome to our office. It looks a little different than it usually does, so we'll have to get you a tour sometime of what it does look like. But we do have, like I said, those practice members in the room, and one in the back, Miss Laura, is gonna just tell us a little bit about her care here, what she has done through our office and how she felt before and then how she feels now. So, Laura.
I'm gonna kill you. I did not know I was gonna be having to do this, but when did we start?
It's probably been a couple years.
Yeah, I think we've been coming almost 2 years, and started out with the chiropractic care, and then I really liked that, and then I liked how it just addressed the whole body, everything, and then I went through what did we call it? What was it? The
wellness.
With the wellness, and I did like a 4-month thing where I lost all this weight. I lost around 25 pounds, I think, and I've never felt better in my life. I think that the losing the weight along with the chiropractic care, just everything just was wonderful. I'm 50 years old and I was having hormonal issues, and all that really did a very good thing for me. What else?
Christina?
Well, we ain't got there yet.
All right, let's give Laura a hand for her testimony. So that's just one of many stories that we get to see and experience and hear every single day. And now we're doing these workshops, the Body Signal series. So today is 15 pounds healthier in 15 weeks. A lot of people have been asking, well, why are we doing 15 weeks? Why are we doing 15 pounds? We're going to address all of that tonight. We're going to have a lot of fun. This is definitely an interactive night, so please ask questions and interact when Dr. Brandon's talking. And without further ado, here's Dr. Brandon.
All right. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Today's going to be fun. I'm excited about this. This is something that we've really evolved over the years, and we're really excited for this because it's going to bring you information that you haven't had before, all right? And I feel like I really have this condensed down into a good format that we can be successful with, okay? The last thing we need is more information, okay? In our phone, we have more information than we could ever ask or imagine for, okay? What we want, and my goal for today, is transformation for you, all right? I want you to be able to walk away and be able to say, great, I can implement this into my life today, okay? And be able to do that. And so these are the things we're going to be doing and working and walking through and talking about, hey, why 15 pounds healthier, right? Why 15 weeks? What does this look like, right? And what is that we want to accomplish? What is our focus and what is our goal, right? As you can see, we've got a thick packet there, so I'm going to dive right in, all right? So we can go in and get you guys going with this. I want to start you off with this, as you can actually see Christina here, all right? Now, it's something we're going to be talking about. It's not just the scale, and it's not just the weight we lose, and it's not just how we feel, but a lot of times that motivates us, right? To say, all right, hey, you know what? I can start making a step and making a change. Christina, over just about a 6-week period, lost 32 pounds and 21 inches. Huge change, right? Looks good. And so it's drastically changed her life and how she's feeling, and we've noticed it in her energy, all right, and the things that she's doing. And so we know we have processes. We can help you lose weight, all right? We can get you healthier. We can do and work through these, but you have to have the right goal and the right focus in mind, all right? I'm not just going to say, oh, hey, do you want to lose 30 pounds? Great, all right? Are you willing to make a change in your lifestyle? No. Okay, well, this consult ends here, okay? Because there's no magic pill, all right? There's nothing that we're going to be able to do. However, we can help give you the real tools and information to help walk you through that, all right? So, like I said, what is your objective? Because someone will say, oh, well, what diet do you do? Or what should I do? Or what does that look like? Well, my answer is, it depends, all right? It depends on your goal. I know people hate that. No, just tell me A, B, C, what do I got to do? Well, you're not going to be successful at it unless you're able to know what you're going for. Okay? Maybe you do want to lose weight. Maybe you want to avoid disease. If you want to increase your strength or your speed, that's a completely different conversation. Right? The things that I'm going to be talking about today may not fit so well in that type of this lifestyle and going with that. So that's different. Increased performance, capacity, function. It's one thing to lose weight, it's another thing to get healthy, right? My goal is to get you healthy, and in that process, you function better. You move towards, really what I like is optimal health. And I wish more people would come into the office and say, Doc, I'm here, I want to be optimally healthy, okay? I wish, all right? It doesn't happen so much. My knee hurts, my back hurts, I weigh too much, I don't want to feel the way I am anymore. Okay, hey, I get it, all right? We got to start somewhere. We got to work you from and get out of those things. But there's a lot of ways to cover up your symptoms, right? No matter what it is, whatever symptom you're dealing with today and you're thinking about, you could come to me. You could go to the hospital down the street. You could go to the other 10 chiropractors you pass on the way here. You can go to the other 5 places, right? You can get some drugs or get some organs cut out or whatever it may be, okay? whatever the solution is for that point in time. And it's comical, but it's the truth, right? That's what we're going through. Unfortunately, our healthcare system is ranked dead last in all industrialized nations. We're ranked 38 out of 38 in the United States, our healthcare. We're number 1 in crisis care. So I hope, if anything, you can say, all right, hey, I need to start to focus on who I'm going to have help me in certain parts of my life. Right? I'm squeamish with blood and needles. When it's on TV, I close my eyes and turn my head. You can ask Dr. Natalie. All right? I literally don't look at it. So if you got a fish hook in your cheek or a bone sticking out of your arm or you just got hit by a bus, don't come here, okay? Go to our medical system. They're the best at that, all right? My mom is a nurse. I grew up my whole life. I get it, all right? They're the best at crisis care, for number 1. However, when it comes to our overall health, the CDC, the Center for Disease Control, says that we have no answer for chronic disease in this country. It's rampant. It's cost us $2 trillion a year. We can't even fathom that, right? You say, oh, that's just too big, that's not me, that has nothing to do with me. That is us, okay? That's why the number 1 cause, all right, for these chronic-based diseases are obesity-based. They're downstream, heart disease, cancer, all right, diabetes. And we're causing those things. And you know, this is not a hit on medical doctors, but I don't want you to go and hope that you're going to get nutrition advice from a medical doctor. Do you know how many nutrition classes they need to take for their doctorate? 1 in undergrad, 0 in their graduate program, okay? I've done more in my sleep, all right, than that. That's not much, okay? I've taken it all throughout and going with that. And if that wasn't enough, we have a registered dietitian here, which you just met by the name of Alex, that has her master's in nutrition. Right? So she knows, she's forgotten more about nutrition than I even ever knew. Okay? So this is something that we're very well equipped to help you in this category, to help you and move you towards health and doing that. But you gotta know, hey, where am I gonna get that from? I sat with people just yesterday, and I said, yeah, I went to my doctor and he told me, hey, I should eat healthier, you know, and watch what I eat. What does that mean? Right? What does that mean? What does that even mean? What does that look like? And so we want to help and get you through that. Hey there.
Hey.
All right, so you got to know what your objective is. Okay, so I want you to think about what your objective is and what your focus is as we're going through this, because it's going to change your course of action. And it's going to change how or if we can help you. Our goal is not to waste your time. I don't want you to waste my time either. All right? And so if it's something to say, hey, you know what, this makes sense, I'm wanting to take this step and move into that, great, well, let's figure out what we're going for so we can go the right way. What is optimal health? Improved function or biomarkers. All right, what are biomarkers? There's ones that many of you know, and it's the ones we talk about when we're talking about health. We say, hey, what's your blood pressure numbers? What's your cholesterol numbers? Right? What are these numbers that would go? You're getting on the scale, your weight is a biomarker. Right? But it's just one. I could have one person eating a 2,000 calorie diet of nice lush vegetables, and I could have someone eating a 2,000 calorie diet of white sugar. Okay? And they're going to look similar. Right? In their appearance. Is one going to be different or healthier than the other? Right? So there's a whole different look at this, and we're going to get into that a little bit more. But we've got to be looking at the right biomarkers and not wasting our time on the ones that are going to cause us. Now listen, I'm going to try to stay off the scale thing from here on out. If the scale is what motivates you, or if it's one of these biomarkers that motivates you to move, to do something about your health, then let's use it to a certain extent. Right? You say, hey, you know what? I want to weigh this weight. Okay. But that can't be it. All right? We're going to use that. In fact, I do it sometimes as well. Like, I wonder where I'm at on this. I'm on the scale. I get, okay, all right, yeah, I realize I've slacked a little bit here. Right? But I started a new program that we've done in our office over 2 years ago, and I was 30 pounds overweight. Right? I was just at 30 pounds I could never get rid of. And I tried everything. I did CrossFit 6 days a week, cut diet, calorie cuts, and all sorts of things, and still never got rid of that weight, right, even in doing that. And then once we really figured out, all right, hey, you got to work with the person and the right things and make sure the hormones are balanced with this and that our body's doing what it's supposed to do. And not only did I drop that weight in about 2 months or less, I have not gained a pound of that back, right? In fact, I weigh less now than I did in high school. That's a good goal, right? That's going over that. So this is something, but I'm healthier than I was in high school, right? The healthiest I've ever been. I don't tell you this to tell more about me, but I struggle with people that go and they get advice from people who are less healthy than they are, okay? I struggle with that, and I take that very seriously here in the office, right? So my goal is to be healthier than all of you, all right? So you're going to have to come after me. All right? You're going to have to come for me, and I accept the challenge, all right? Because I want to be able to give you the best health advice possible, all right? And so that's something of where we got to start and what we've got to do. Maybe it's a healthy appearance. Look good, feel good, all right? That's a lot of times how we focus our health. And that's a slippery slope as well, all right? What does cancer feel like? You don't feel anything until, you went and got a scan and you have cancer. How long has that cancer been there? It's usually been there for over 20 years before it'll show up on any normal scan that you would get. So you've had cancer for 20 years, but you didn't feel that. What does heart disease feel like? 95% of people that realize they have heart disease was based on the first symptom they ever had was a heart attack. Okay? So that's another issue. We can't focus our health on how we feel. All right? All right. So, the brutal facts. I'm going to give you a couple studies so you're not, Dr. Brandon, you're just pulling this out of nowhere. All right? Here's some stats by medical doctors going along. The present obesity epidemic is both rumbling and informative because adiposity, or obesity, is largely caused by poor diet and inadequate physical exercise. Emphasis on more downstream risk factors such as hypertension, which is high blood pressure, dyslipidemia, cholesterol issues, and diabetes address neither the root cause of obesity nor its full cardiovascular consequences. An abundance of evidence suggests that lifestyle factors including exposure to chemical carcinogens, cancer-causing things, physical inactivity, and diet play major roles in development of common cancers. The current human diet contains a variety of mutagens and carcinogens that lead to the initiation of cancer and other chronic diseases. I hear all the time, well, doc, everything causes cancer. Yeah, the stuff that we're eating and consuming are in our lives. We got to get back to what did God create for us? What's natural? Right? What's here for us? What are we supposed to be in? And I'm gonna break those down individually, okay, and kind of walk through that with you. The prevalence of overweight U.S. adults has increased dramatically during the past 30 years, with type 2 diabetes representing what is perhaps the most seriously obesity-related consequence. Bless you. Nearly 90% of individuals with type 2 diabetes are overweight. Type 2 diabetes has changed names. You remember what it used to be called? No? Adult onset. Yeah, there we go. Adult onset diabetes. Do you know why they changed the name?
Our kids are getting it.
Children are now getting type 2 diabetes. Okay? It's a lifestyle-related thing. We have not had a single person come in our office with diabetes not reverse their diabetes. Okay? Everyone can do it. Right? And doing with that. Type 1's a different story. Okay? Type 2, it's lifestyle-driven. All right? Weight is a huge factor in that. It's a sickness. Okay? Going in with the obesity leading into this. All right? Remember obesity, those downstream conditions. I already mentioned these: heart disease, diabetes, cancers. That's just the start. We can get into inflammatory disorders, right? Nervous system disorders, right? Things that we're like, what's an issue, like irritable bowel syndrome, or, we have arthritis, or we have joint pain, or we have all these other things that are going to come in. It's just beginning phases of inflammatory issues. Our body becomes inflamed, and that inflammation leads to chronic disease. Right? It's one of the big factors of what's going through, and I'm gonna break down what those things come through. But if we really get honest, all right, a lot of times we like to hide behind it and going with that. If we are obese category, all right, and gaining weight outside of what's normal, it's sick for us. Okay, we're sick. All right, and I know, here. This is the reason I go down this hard path, right? Is because one of our core values here at Access Health is to give you the truth when no one else will. All right, and sometimes that's what we have to do, and we have to hear, and we have to see, oh well, it's my body type and this, and yes, we all have different body types, and we can have different positions and things that we're going with. But sometimes we got to do is say, all right, hey, you know what? I got to take control of this, right? Because there's only one person that's in charge of your health. You guys know who that is? Me. That's right, me, right? Not me, you, all right? You and you and you and you and you and you, all right? Only you, all right? Only you care as much about your health, right? And going with that. And even if you don't, you're in charge of it still. And it's big for me because I have a 3.5-year-old daughter, and you can see if you saw Dr. Natalie hobbling out of here, I've got another daughter on the way, okay? And if I don't take care of myself, then who's gonna? I don't want it to be them. Okay? I say, oh, it's just life, I'll be good to my kids and they can take care of me and wipe my butt when I'm old. Okay? No, I don't want that. Then it doesn't have to be that way. And my goal is to outlast them too. All right, I'm gonna live 120 years old. Claiming it right here. 120 years old. Moses had strength in his bones and vigor in his eyes when he dies at 120 years old. Harvard research says we can live to 120-year-old without sickness and disease. You say, well, I don't want to live to 100. What if you're healthy? Mostly we say, oh, well, 70, 80, we're in and out of hospitals, we're in assisted care, we have sickness, chronic disease. All right? Now talk about, hey, how do we stay out of that? What does that look like? Because, let's just say it out loud. What we're doing is not working. Right? Is America healthy or sick?
Sick.
We're sick. Okay? America is sick because of the things that we're doing, the choices we're making. I'm going to show you the research there. But we've got to understand that. Let's take an outside-in look. Right? If we do what everyone else does, we're going to get what everyone else has. Okay? We're sick. Okay? And so, we have to realize is that, oh, hey, maybe when I go somewhere with someone, I can't eat those same things. Or, hey, maybe I need to get up with the sun and go exercise versus, right? So we got to start to look at, hey, what is everyone else doing? And I'm more on the extreme side. I want to do the opposite of that, okay? Because the odds are I'm going to get healthy if I do the opposite of what everyone else is doing, right? And so we've got to I'm just throwing that out there so that we can be on the same page with that, right? Because fat is a symptom just like other symptoms, like we talked about, right? We can't focus on the symptom, right? We can't say, hey, I just got to get rid of this fat. I want to do liposuction or, go on an extreme diet or whatever it may be. No, we've got to get to why is that there? What are we doing? Or what are we not doing? Right? Get to the cause in a lifestyle, right? I talked about optimal health. This is why it's 15 pounds in 15 weeks, is because we've got to create new precedent for lifestyle. Right? I don't like talking about diets. I don't like talking about diet styles because everyone's a little different in what we need to do and how we approach it and what your goals are. Right? Nor do I like to say, hey, just do this diet and you'll be good, because everyone does the extreme on one side or the other, right? Atkins diet, right? You do that. Dr. Atkins died of a heart attack. Okay, if you didn't know that, they covered that up pretty good. Okay, paleo, right? Everyone does that. Well, all they eat is bacon and sausage, and right, and you can do these things right. All these diets have good merits to them, but then people they cross them the wrong way, right? And I'm not going to sit up here and tell you you need to eat this diet style. I'm going to tell you how to be healthy, right? Live a healthy lifestyle. You'll be able to take that and move through that. So, chronic hormone imbalance. This is a huge issue, all right? Part of holding fat, our fat, all right, holds toxins, and it also affects our hormones, all right? Inside and out, adiposity. Extra body fat is a symptom of chronic hormone imbalance. Hormones and enzymes regulate your fat storage. You must regain hormone balance throughout the specific lifestyle changes and choices that directly impact hormone balance if you ever wish to conquer your weight or health issues, okay? Hormones, all right? Depending on how your hormones are functioning is going to depend on where your body holds weight, all right? Some people have gut issues, all right, going around the midsection. That's a lot of times, a liver malfunction, all right, that's going on there. Or it could also be an estrogen problem. Another one is your thyroid, right? We're always talking about thyroid. I got this, and I'm on Synthroid and going through and working through that, all right? Your thyroid hormones go to almost every cell in the body. So your thyroid, when we have issues there, that can be going out and affecting your entire body, holding weight in all sorts of places. Or it could be just in the glutes, all right, in the legs. These different things, if we're holding weight in certain areas, a lot of times it's a hormone-based issue. So we've got to look at the whole picture there, right? Because, hey, could you lose weight? Sure. But your body's storing things, and it's putting things away because you're in a hormonal disarray, right? And our current health and lifestyle around us leads us into this, and I will talk more about this, but I can talk for a long time on that, so we're going to keep moving through, and I'll pepper it in here, right? The perfect hormone storm, toxic deficient food choices, okay? I'll get to examples of that stuff, right? The things that we're eating is an issue, and I'll break those down. Energy imbalance. All right, led by a sedentary lifestyle, excessive calorie intake, these things that we've just led ourselves into and moving into it. And then add chronic social stress to it, lack of sleep, chronic exhaustion, all right, the lifestyle things that we do, and it starts to affect. These are hormone things that really start to affect us. All right, toxins can be in, if you use Teflon pans, that affects your hormones, all right? That's why everything's BPA free now. Plastics affect your hormones. Okay, and going with that, there's so many environmental things going in and looking at. That's for another talk, but something good to realize is that stuff's all around us. How to regain control of your hormones. Number one, food quality. We need quality food. Okay, you go out and get meat, well, I'm going to get the cheap stuff, right, off the counter. You ever heard the expression, country fed boy, right? Is that ever a compliment, right, to them? Right? Country fed or corn fed, right? Corn fed country boy. What do they feed cows to fatten them up? Corn, right? GMO corn, genetically modified organism corn. Why? It fattens them up. And then what do you think happens when we eat that meat that ate the genetically modified corn? It makes us fat. Okay? It's the same thing. You got to take it a step forward. You've heard you are what you eat, right? Well, how about this? You are what you eat, what they ate. All right? All right? What's your cow eating? What's your chicken eating? What's your, okay? Because if you don't look that far, what, you're just eating corn. All right? Genetically modified, huge affects our hormones. Okay? Food quantity, most people get that, right? We understand, calorie counting and this and that. Even if you don't go down that road anyway, all right? That's a bad way, because then you're going into it. Your food rhythms, when you're eating or not eating, I'll talk more into that. Activity levels, your social stress, your sleep patterns, okay? So, top 5 dieting lies that I'm going to start to break down here. Number 1, weight problems run in my family. Number 2, just eat less and you'll lose weight. Yeah, right? That's one of the number 1 things I see with people that come in and they say, well, I don't eat breakfast, and I only eat a salad for lunch, and then I just, snack and eat a little bit for dinner, and that's it, and I'm, 40 pounds overweight, right? I've seen it over and over again, all right? That's where we're missing the whole picture. We've gotten to this mindset of calories in versus calories out, and work it off and doing this, right? There's more to it than that. We'll get into this. I'll just work it off at the gym. Calories are calories, and sleep has nothing to do with it. Number 1. Weight problems run in my family. All right, so you guys have seen this before, right? Coming together, a nexus in the middle here, all right? Genes in one circle, environment in the other, lifestyle in the other. We've got to get into the middle here. So number 1 with genes. whole study in science. It's called epigenetics. Okay? The study of our genetics and genomes. Yes, we get the genes from our mother and from our father. Right? So there is a factor there. 3% of those genes cannot be affected. That's the hand we were dealt. The other 97% is based on our lifestyle choices. Okay? So we're not going to focus on the things that we can't change, right? Because that's like beating our head into the wall. Like, oh, we should yell at someone and tell them to clean up our air. Okay? We can't change that, right? Maybe don't leave your car running as long. You can make a difference, right? But what we can do is we can focus on the things that we can control, because that's all we can control. And so it's about adaptability, okay? So, yes, our genes play a role in this. It's a small one. Our environment, right? Our environment around us, the air we're breathing, the water we're drinking. Our government thinks that chlorine and fluoride are good for us, so they put it in our water, right? They're neurotoxins. They drastically affect your hormones, and they affect your nervous system and how it functions. Okay, so we gotta watch that. Our lifestyle, the things that we do, right? So we've got to get a balance here. So let's look at this, all right? Because we're talking about, oh, well, hey, it's my family, it's my genes. Well, let's look at this. 1990, all right? All these light blues over here, this is less than 10%, 10 to 14% in 1990. Okay? That was so long ago, right? No, okay? Right? Just a couple generations. Okay? 1990. Hey, 1998. Whoa, 8 years later, we went from, on average here, 15 to 19%, and now we're starting to get some 20 to 24% in 98. Oh, another huge jump, 2006. Okay? We went from right within this time period right here, all right, 16 years, we went from on average less than 10% to 10 to 14% on average, to now we're averaging over 25% of the United States. And this is greater than 30 in this block here, all right, for Mississippi and West Virginia.
Right.
But here's us, all right, we're 25 to 29%. That we went from, where were we before? 10 to 14, okay? Yeah.
Is that about the same time the low-fat diet started kicking in?
Good question. You're actually leading into where we're going. So I'm going to break that down even more specific. And so we can see this. Everyone didn't just all of a sudden to become obese in 16 years. All right? Something had to happen, right? This is a statistical, I'm a numbers guy. All right? I want to say, what happened there? All right? What were we looking at? So here's Chad. This is actually Alex's husband. And Alex came in. He decided, hey, you know what? I got to make some changes too. And they did it together. Chad lost 35 pounds in like 7 weeks. He's still losing weight. And I lost like 20 some inches as well. All right, going off of that. But he was like, hey, you know what? I don't want to be a part of these stats in this trend anymore. I don't like how I feel. I don't like how I look. And because he's done that, his energies comes back. Now and this was without adding exercise to his lifestyle, all right? He's now starting to exercise again because he feels better, he's got that energy. A lot of people come in and say, Doc, I can just barely get off the couch, all right? I get it, all right? When you're that fatigued and you have those things going on, first we got to get to, hey, why is that? What's going on? Let's go and work through that.
And he's kept it all off, not because his wife's a dietitian, because now he's in charge of it for himself.
That's right. You got it. Power. Good work. All right. So what's changed? All right. Have our genes changed? No. Our genes have not changed for thousands of years. I want to talk more about that. Is our environment getting worse?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Yes, it is. Has our lifestyle been changed?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Okay. If I break our lifestyle into really eat, move, and think. Right? That's when we're looking at our dietary, our lifestyle. We gotta eat, we gotta move, and we gotta think. Right? And we gotta blend those things together. Our environment, our relationship, our strategies, and our choices that we do. And unfortunately, that's another thing. There's so much information. Right? What do I do with it? Where do I start? Because healthy comes in all shapes and sizes. I don't know if you've ever heard endomorph or ectomorph or meso. All right, these are different terms for body types. We're all dealt, right? That's part of our genetics. That is something that we get and go with that. But we can all be healthy in those. All right? Healthy is the new sexy. All right? We want to be healthy. All right? Because in reality, what's your greatest asset? Yeah, right. You're you know, you might believe that I'm sitting here. I'm your wellness expert here. All right? So that makes sense, right? Our health. But really, break it down. What's your greatest asset? Is your car your greatest asset? What if you're sick and you can't drive? Is your house?
No.
Is your money in the bank? Is your IRA, 401k? It's your health. Okay? Ask Steve Jobs. You guys know Joe Gibbs right around here? I saw him the other day. Right? His son is like 40, early 40s, is dying of cancer. He's only got like a couple weeks left. He's got more money than he could spend on health care, but it doesn't do him any good. He lost his health. Okay? If he would have known now what he knew, if he would have known then what he knows now, would he maybe lived his life differently? And I'm trying to open you up to that because these things don't have to happen to us. All right? Or at minimum, you say, well, Doc, hey, my time is going to be up and this and this and that. Well, at least try. All right? At least do everything in your power. All right? Don't say, oh, well, you know, chimney smoker and didn't care about their weight and didn't exercise and do this. Right? But start making some changes. Right? I know it's like, how do I do this? Just start somewhere. All right? My pastor preached a sermon that just works so well with health, and I love talking about it because I use it in my faith, I use it in my health. He called it paper plate faith. You know the china plates that you only bring out at special occasions, right? The stuff that's in the cabinet and it's full of dust and you gotta wash it before you use it, right? And you bring it out and do that. I don't want your health to be where, oh, hey, I don't have enough time to go exercise, or I don't have enough time to make a good choice at lunch, right? Just start somewhere. Like, hey, I'm going to grab a stalk of celery out of the fridge, and I'm going to eat one of those, all right? There's a new good habit to add. Eat a stalk of celery a day, okay? Start somewhere. Do the little things, all right? Start moving in and start adding. A lot of people say it's like, oh, I want to get healthy, so I need to quit eating, and I need to exercise more. Well, no. Let's start adding things. Are you drinking water? Drink some water, okay? Water is very helpful in losing weight, in your health, in your cells, in your blood, in your nervous system. Right? Your body's 75% water. There's a good habit to start. Start drinking more water, okay? So we can be healthy in our body style. So how are we going to be 15 pounds healthier? First thing on here, body composition. These are things we can measure, all right? Your body composition. Where is your body holding weight, right? And how much fat in certain areas, and going and looking at that. Because some people will start and they'll say, Doc, I've been getting after the gym, all right? At least I've been doing that. And they'll be going for 3 months, and they're like, I gained a pound, all right? Right? And it's frustrating. It feels frustrating because we're using our scale as our only biomarker. All right, if we actually looked at your body composition, all right, if you were actually working out and you were not just the guy over there or the lady on the phone talking on the phone, but, you know, just standing in the gym for an hour and a half doesn't constitute a workout, okay? All right? You need to be moving, you need to be sweating, you need to be panting, all right? You got to be active, all right, in doing that. And so that's something you may have lost 8 pounds of fat and gained 9 pounds of muscle. Okay? Do you know that if you gain 1 pound of muscle, all right, that to maintain that muscle, all right, your body burns 1,000 calories a month. Okay? Just to maintain it. So if you just gain, all right, and you gain 5 pounds of muscle, that's not that hard. You got to do something about it, though, all right? Actually, I was talking to someone today, and they were talking about, like, he loves running stairs. I'm like, yeah, that's, you know, and I was talking about it, I'm like, that's tough. I don't even like walking upstairs, all right? Not my first choice of exercise, but that's great. You know, someone will say, I can't get to the gym, or I can't afford a gym membership. Do you have stairs in your house? Do you have 2 stairs leading up to your porch? Do you have stairs at a park you can go to? Walk some stairs. Okay? That's that's great. Not only is that can get some cardiovascular, but you get strength with that. It's great for you. I don't want to walk stairs. All right, well, do what moves you. All right, we got to do something. Amount of lean tissue versus fatty tissue, optimal ranges. All right, women have a little bit higher body compositions in terms of fat versus muscle. All right, God made you beautiful that way. All right, put it in the right places. All right, and so this is something that's okay. All right, we're gonna have those things, and we're gonna go and work through that. All right, very good stuff. So biomarkers, scale, abdominal measurement. All right, where we can actually measure around, and then body fat percentage if you've ever done the calipers. We have that. Alex is our expert there. She knows all about that. All right. Number 2, just eat less and you'll lose weight. Okay. Unsustainable. Okay. I like to use this example here. So let's say on average we take 20 breaths per minute. All right. It's about average human, 20 breaths per minute. But what if I say, oh, you know what? I'm just going to start taking 14 breaths a minute. Not going to work, right? Right? That's not sustainable. You're going to die. Okay? We don't want to do that. We want to do something that's sustainable. Okay? Because your metabolism changes with the things that you do. And if we start starving you and we don't do things the right way, in the right order, in the right position there, your body goes in survival mode. Okay? That's what our body does. Right? Its focus is survival so that we can reproduce. Right? So that's the things that it's worried about. All right? It's looking at, hey, how can we protect these things, and go and look into that. Right? We don't want to go on this yo-yo, this short term, this up and down. Now again, sometimes there's some people that say, hey, you know what? I need to lose weight fast to get me feeling good so that I can do and maintain, and then people do great with that. All right? Once we get them on the path towards lifestyle. All right? But if it's not something that from the beginning that you can take as a sustainable thing, we've got to look at that. Okay? We've got to look at, all right, what can we make sustainable? All right, number 3, calories are calories. The perfect storm, all right? Toxic, deficient foods. Because the media is always changing, right? It used to be that eggs are bad for you, right? And it gives you high cholesterol, right, and heart disease. And then next week, oh, they're the perfect food. Make sure you, and then, oh, you know, the health, I love when I go, when I say when I travel, and I go to different places, and their healthy sandwich is a flatbread pita with egg whites on it, right? And go with that, you're missing all of, that is, there is the, you're deficient, all right? That's deficient foods. You're not getting any nutrition. You're getting calories, but you're not getting nutrition. What was one of the huge things that's changed is drinks in the United States. Now we're drinking our calories, lots of them, okay? And sodas and drinks. I was at, we went to Jason's Deli with our daughter the other day, and if you guys aren't on our Facebook page, you should join because we're always putting great stuff on there, all right? And I took a picture and posted it on the little kid's juice box, right? Oh, juice box, this is healthy, this will go for it. And so we knew she was begging for it, and we're like, okay, you know, that's like poison to us, all right? And here's why, all right? And so we got her like the juice box. I took a picture of it. In this little teeny juice box, it's like the third of the size of like a Coca-Cola, okay? And there is more grams of sugar per ounce in that apple juice than there is in Coca-Cola, all right? And do you know how much, do you know how much it would take in terms of food in our environment to get that much sugar into a drink that size? I would have to hand you 9 beets, and I would have to sit there and watch you eat them all. All right? That's how much sugar. All right? Would you ever be able to eat 9 beets in one sitting? No, but you can drink a Coca-Cola in 7 seconds. All right? And so these are the things we've got to look at and think about. Hey, where did this come from? What did it take to get this way? I'm going to break some other things down with that. But we got to get out of that toxicity, okay? Because we're building a pyramid, right? You guys know this, right? The food pyramid. You know what this is? This is the diabetes pyramid. Okay? If you follow this to a T, you will be obese or have diabetes or both and heart disease and chronic other things. All right? I don't know how this ever happened and came to be. All right? Grains being the major thing that we need to eat. All right? Oh, we got a little thing of vegetables right here. That's nice. And then we got a whole thing of fruit here, the same amount of vegetables. And then, man, I'll tell you what, the dairy coalition or whoever they are, they did a heck of a job getting their own category in there, all right? And getting their commercials and tell us milk makes strong bones and everything else and all the other lies that we believe, okay? This is a problem, all right? We got a little meat here, and then, hey, we've got our fats up at the top, okay? If anything, we really need this thing to be upside down. That would be closer, okay? And I'm going to break down specifically here what we do want this to look like. But we've got to forget this, all right? This is not how we should focus 6 to 9 servings of grains, 2 to 3 servings of vegetables and fruit, and keep going up the line. This is not health. This is sickness, all right? So, wild hunter and gatherer, all right? Our genes have not changed for thousands of years, all right, since back when we were hunters and gatherers. And in fact, up until about 2,000 years ago, we didn't eat any grains. Everyone ate the same diet for thousands of years. And I'll tell you why in a second. But wild hunter and gatherer, high carbohydrates. And I'll talk about that more, all right? Because a lot of times we throw this, hey, carbs are good carbs or bad carbs, or should I eat carbs or should I not eat carbs? You have to eat carbs. But you got to figure out what carbs to eat. There's diets out there, and they say don't eat carbs. Or what was the one? It was a carb-free, whatever. You're going with that, all right? That's how you get into yo-yo stuff. You throw your body into a hormonal loop. Low to moderate good fats. We got to have fats in there. High protein, no refined foods, no dairy, and no sugar. Okay? Industrialized modern human. High refined carbohydrates, low in fat, low in protein, sugary foods. Okay? But everything in moderation. You say, Doc, you're telling me I can't do this or can't do this or ever have a sweet treat? Yes. No, all right? I'm not saying that, all right? But what I am going to tell you is what's optimal health, all right? And so you'll say, oh, well, you know, I want to get into this or do that. And what you've got to do is you've got to set yourself right first, okay? Because I did that. I did that when I was trying to lose weight when I was an undergrad. I remember counting calories. I think it was helpful to a point because I realized how many calories I was drinking, how many I was putting in the You know a bottle of Heinz ketchup? That half of it is sugar. Okay? The ingredient, half, all right, is sugar. I'm having tomatoes. All right? No, you're having a side of sugar. All right? So, you know, you can see all those empty calories, those things that we're eating and putting in that just doesn't equate to real health.
Quick question.
Okay? Yeah.
What's refined carbohydrates versus high carbohydrates?
I'm getting there. I promise. If I don't answer it, bring it back up. All right? I got a slide with a donut on it for you.
Okay.
Toxic choices, deficient choices, unbalanced choices, hormonally unbalanced glycemic load. This is what we're going to get into in poor food quality. All right. Hormonal impact. I am not going to spend a lot of time on this because this is where I can put you to sleep, but it's important. Insulin, okay? Insulin is fat storage. Storage is insulin. All right, our body's trying to store things in our body. Our insulin is critical. We need insulin to survive. But what happens is insulin is a hormone. A lot of people don't realize that. Here's another side quick tip. Your hormones are made up of the same backbone steroid that comes from vitamin D. All right? Everyone that I've ever had come in my office and do blood tests has been deficient in vitamin D. Take vitamin D, okay? You're not getting enough from the sun, obviously, all right? And your doctor says 30 is fine, when really you need to be about 80, all right? So, that's critical because if we don't have that backbone that makes those steroids, vitamin D is not really a vitamin at all. It's an actual steroid. It creates hormones within the body. That's why I always hear about it, go with it. But our media says we have to always have sunscreen on, and then we don't have any vitamin D at all. All right? Our makeup has it on it. put it on all the time, and we're still dying of cancer. All right, real quick. The cancer that you die from the carcinogens, like we talked about earlier, that are in sunscreens, right? Those are the cancers that they're not curing. The ones they are is melanoma, the stuff you get from the sun if you really overdo it. Okay? All right, I'm off that. I'll talk to you. Get the sun. You need vitamin D. It's critical for your health. Right? And throw that other crap in the garbage and cover up with hats or shirts if you don't want more sun than you got. All right, glucagon. Right? This is a fat hormone store, and then cortisol. A lot of times we hear about this one, right? This is our stress hormone. Our mental, social stress that leads our body into holding fat, all right, and storing that and being a problem there. Again, all of these things are critical. We got to bring a balance here. What happens is we throw this off with our sleep cycles and other things. Our cortisol should spike in the morning, all right, and then slowly taper off as we go through the night and stay low at nighttime. What I see is a lot of people, it comes up a little bit in the morning, then it goes, and then it drops off in the middle of the day, and then it goes back up, and then drops down, and then it goes back up at nighttime. It starts to elevate. It should be continually going down. And that's when we start, hey, I can't sleep, I can't go to sleep, I'm holding weight. It's a cycle. Okay? We got to break that cycle. Oh, told you there was donuts. All right. What causes elevated insulin? Food choices: sugar and refined carbohydrates, fast carbs. Okay? Let's break this down. Fast carbohydrates. What are carbohydrates? So, let's do it by a meal, all right? You go down the street and you go to Mickey D's, all right? And they throw your double che with fries and drink out the window, all right? Supersize, or I don't know what they call it anymore. I think they got rid of that once they saw. Did you see the documentary Supersize Me?
Yeah.
Right, where he did that, he almost died because he only ate McDonald's for 30 days.
Yeah.
Okay, so what did it take to, let's just talk about the hamburger. What did it take to put that together? Think about if you were out in the wild, all right, we're wild hunters and gatherers. What did it take to put that together? Well, they had to go out, find a cow and kill it, process it, right? So we're making lunch, okay? Stick with me here, right? Hey, if I want a hamburger with all the things that came on it, look at all the things I have to do to put this into one meal, okay? I had to go find a cow, kill it, process it, pull the meat out, cook that, all right? What's next? Oh, that bun. All right, I have to go harvest wheat out in the field, lots of it, and grind it down, and grind it, and grind it, and grind it into a pulp, and then put this together, all right? Put other garbage to stick it together, all right? Then cook that bread so that we could have that. And then you go, oh, what about the cheese? Now I gotta go out and milk the cow I didn't kill, okay? I gotta milk that. I gotta pull it out. Now I gotta churn the butter, okay? And turn that into cheese, all right? Or butter, or whatever else we need for that. And right, the potatoes, what do I have to do for that? How is I gonna cook those? All right, but we refined it all down into this. It took me 5 minutes to go in there, and I just shoved it all in my mouth, all right? So do you see the problem with this? You gotta start looking at, hey, what if our genes haven't changed, okay? Our genes, we were built so that we could go out, we could hunt, we could gather, we could collect our food, we would make that, right, put that together. It didn't make sense to grow all of this wheat and pull it all together and spend all this time grinding it and putting it into, right, a position of something where I can eat, and then those are what we call refined or fast carbs. Okay? Right? Your breads, all right? Your grains, all right, are big ones there. I'm gonna show you a list of them, okay? But those fast carbs that come in and they spike your glycemic load, okay? And we'll talk about that. Dairy, okay? So these sugars, carbs, and dairy, they elevate your insulin, which does what? Stores fat. There we go. All right, you're just a little behind on it. All right, someone wrote it down. Someone wrote it down. All right. All right. What does insulin do? Stores fat. Okay. What does cortisol do? Stores fat. All right. What does glucagon do? Stores fat. All right. It's putting us into hibernation for certain reasons. All right. But with this, food choice, sugar, refined carbs, and dairy, that elevates insulin. And then this will cause energy imbalance from excess calories. Too many calories, right? Overeating, drink a glass of water 20 minutes before you go eat. All right? That's going to help you there on that. Now, I don't recommend that you drink ice cold water while you eat. Why? Does anyone know why we wouldn't do that? What?
It lowers your stomach acid.
It won't necessarily lower it, but it's going to change. It's going to dilute.
It'll dilute it. That's what I was looking for.
Yeah, you got it. It's going to dilute your stomach acid.
So don't drink water with your meal?
No. Lukewarm water during the meal if you have to, but no more than 4 ounces during your meal without ice. Because not only is it going to dilute your stomach acid, but it's going to slow down your enzymes in your stomach that are there to break down your food. Now they didn't break down the food to its fullest capacity. Now you're bloated. Now you don't feel good. Now your body's trying to push large chunks of food through your body, and it's not pulling the nutrients from it because it's past the part of the digestion that it can't get from anywhere else. Digestion starts in your mouth. Chew your food. All right? Smoothies. All right? Smoothies are good. All right? Give me a smoothie. I got my banana in there. I got my apple. Right? I got my berries in there. And then I put a little honey in there. Right? You just made a melted ice cream. Okay? I mean, that is just all sugar. Probably why you were hearing me say that. You're like, oh, that sounds good. That sounds healthy, right? Well, that's the thing we're missing. Grains.
You put your kale in there.
That's right, kale. Now we're talking. All right? Kale. We need vegetables. We need greens. Hey, with maybe a few berries to sweeten it up if we need that little sweetness. Okay? All right. I thought that was a fun side note there. All right. So, overeating, sedentary lifestyles, undermoving. We've got to move. Our movement, right? We're hunters and gatherers. That's part of our hormones. It's a huge hormonal thing there. Right? It's how we're going to break down our food. Okay, what is the glycemic index? Carbohydrates. If we do from those fast carbs, okay, the donuts, right, the grains, the things that just break down real quick, the sugar, the dairy, okay, it goes and it takes us to a glycemic 100% blood sugar level, right, very quickly. And then it drops off. This is this crash, this spiking that we get. Versus lentils and more things that are more sustainable, all right? The rest of our quality foods that we're having only take 30%, and it should be a much more sustainable look at. That's the way our body should and process them. But everything we're doing and eating and going is falling in this category. Okay? Here you are. Here's the list. These are just some of the tops that we're used to. High glycemic foods. Almost all refined grains have high glycemic indices. Rice Chex cereal. What? I thought that was healthy. Cornflakes, 84. Pretzels, 82. Rice Krispies cereal, rice cakes, rye bread, waffles, total cereal. I thought that was the most complete breakfast. Okay? It's just spiking your glycemic index right in the morning. All right, we got to stop starting our breakfast, our morning this way. All right? Graham crackers, Cheerios, right? Our kids, they think it and they walk around and they're just eating Cheerios, right? Out of the thing, they're drinking apple juice, all right? Powerade at the sports game, ice cream, and for every event, oh, you get a treat for this and this for this and this for this, right? That's average America. How are we setting our kids up for failure? In fact, the CDC, this is going to blow your mind. New stat, CDC just came out. This is the first time ever that our children's life expectancy is decreased. Our children will live less, not as long as we will. First time ever it's dropped. Okay? Right? America, we've got all the advances in the world. We spend the most out of healthcare than anyone else. And our life expectancy is going down. Okay? Bagels. Oh. Well, if you put cream cheese on it, then it's healthy. Okay? And I know, I get some of us are in different spots with this, right? We say, hey, I thought that was a healthy breakfast, because that's what America tells us. I go to Planet Fitness, and they do their client appreciation day, and that's what they bring in, right? bring in bagels and cream cheese, and then during lunch, I'm never there during lunch, but I hear they bring pizza in, okay? I mean, what? Like, that doesn't even make sense, okay? Short grain white rice, corn chips, white bread 70, wheat bread 69, still way up on the chart. Okay, I thought wheat bread was good. Think of what it would take to make that wheat bread, all right? If you're willing to do it to make a sandwich, all right, each time, keep doing it, all right? If not, let's find an alternative. Let's move out of that stuff. All right, if we have time at the end, I'll talk gluten-free stuff, but let's keep moving, all right? Refined sugars, grains, vegetable oils, and dairy. So, refined sugars, white sugar, all the sugars that we're doing and we're putting in and we're making things with, that didn't used to exist, right? We've created that. Grains, right? We had the plants, but we never used to grind them down and eat them. Not until about the last few thousand years, right? That's a new thing. Vegetable oils, that didn't exist until recently, and I'll show you that in a second. And dairy, people didn't, you know that humans are the only mammal that drinks milk after infancy stage? Why do we do that? Doesn't make any sense. And we're the only mammal that drinks another mammal's milk on top of that. Alright, watch Food Inc. if you really like milk, and you probably won't drink it anymore. Okay? Food Inc. free documentary, Netflix. Alright? You can do that tonight if I haven't overwhelmed you today. Alright?
Watch what?
It's called Food Inc. I-N-C. Food Inc. You can write it down. Alright, so 70, one second, let me go to this and then I'll get your question. 70.9% of calories or energy in the US food supply is food that didn't used to exist. Alright? Just some of these only 40 years ago, some 100 years ago, some 1,000 years ago. Alright, but really, about 3,000 to 4,000 years ago, none of this existed. Alright? We're all hunters and gatherers. There was no reason to grind up all of these grains to eat when you would kill a rabbit and could live for 10 days. Okay? Alright, question.
On that prior slide,
Yeah.
just to put it in context for me, those are mostly all breakfast foods,
Yeah.
and we have the rating.
Yeah.
What's a good breakfast food and a comparable rating so I can just kind of see the spectrum?
Yeah,
Like,
so
is a good rating at 50, or is a good rating at 30?
yeah, 30 is so here, all right, 100% is what we're talking about when we look at this. This is kind of your average percentage glycemic rating, all right? These glycemic foods a lot of times hit that 100% range. We want to be in that 30% range, all right, and going with that. And most of your foods, stuff that's going to be in your 30s is going to be like fruit, beans, and even some vegetables. But usually your vegetables, your meats and some of your other things, your nuts, they're going to be close to 0. Okay, so 30 is the high, the high end and going and looking at that. We don't want that spike. We want your body to use protein and fat. And we'll talk about diet styles in a minute and where that fills in. Does that give you enough for right now?
Yeah, it helped me put it in context.
And if you say, hey, what do I need to eat for breakfast? Quit calling it breakfast. It's your first meal. All right? Eat salmon and veggies. Okay? Eat sweet potato. That's a good one. All right? See it right there. Eat it every morning. Okay? There's all sorts of good stuff out there that you can do. I love leftovers. I also love Exo Cleanse. That's really what I do. Well, that's for another story. Maybe we'll get into that a little bit more. All right, so 70% of our diet didn't exist before. And now, the main, 70% of what we're eating is not what our body's created to do or break down or be a part of. So, we got to change that. All right, these foods comprise greater than 70% energy in typical Western diets, but were virtually unknown in our ancestral human diets. Breads, cereals, rice and pasta, dairy products, refined vegetable oils, alcohol, fatty meats, added salt, refined sugars. Honey's a good one, again in moderation, okay? It's a glycemic, right? Remember for a while they said that everyone wanted to do agave nectar. You guys remember that? Going with that? And I was like, because it's more of a natural sweetener to go with it. Agave nectar is, I think agave nectar is like, what's that? Oh yeah, I'm trying to think. It's like 95 on the glycemic index scale. It's like one of the things if you really, like, hey, diabetics and shock, give them that, all right? They'll come out of it, all right? Or, sorry, depressed on the other side, passed out. So, so that's something we want to do. Okay, so here's another stat thing, okay? Right here, all right, starting at 1960, this graph, I don't know how, yeah, you guys can see it on there, all right, you're going through there, we're looking at overweight, and then for long periods, obese, overweight but not obese, and overweight including obese, and it's talking about years, all right? You can see this flat line, really, from 1976 and before, all right? Well, not only to 1960, but all the way over here, okay, forever. Forever and ever and ever. There was no, hey, we had an obese nation and then it came down again and this. No, it was flat, flat, flat. And then, what happened around 1976, 1980? All right? Good music came out? It's not the only thing, all right? Something, what's that? Well, there's a role that plays in that. Let's look at that. All right? Human generations, going back from 1800. All right, generation later, all right, 1820s good, 1840s, 1860s good. Feedlot-produced meat started to come in, okay? No longer grass-fed, right? Organic, grass-fed, green-fed. Starting to feed them in feedlots, all right, 1860. Then 1880, refined grains started to come in. 1900, refined vegetable oils. 1910, hydrogenated oils. What are hydrogenated oils? That's your vegetable oil, your margarine, all right? Usually your canola oil, okay? That's going that way. And then, what happened in that 1976, 1980 range? High fructose corn syrup. Spiked obesity, and it hasn't come down since. Okay? Why? Because now they say, oh, well, this is corn, all right? And it's not your white, granulated, refined sugars. So, oh, that's better for it. Oh, now we can compact this into a soda can. Now we can get you really what you want, all right? And go on and look at that. A lot of that is the things that we're drinking, the food that it's in. Not only does it drastically affect your hormones, okay, and this genetically modified things that we're putting in our body. So, we got to stay away from the stuff. High fructose corn syrup, all right? Because sugar, it puts us in a bondage. That's probably the second most common thing I see is people come in as, I crave sugar, right? Right? Anyone else? Hey? Yes? It's okay. Hey, my name's Brandon. I crave sugar, all right? Why is it? We've put our body in that state. Not because you're a bad person. It's because the media, the things that are around us, the food that's available, the quick and easy, the things that we're doing, right? That's what's going with us. Substance abuse, that's happened too. They've created this chemical that makes us want more of it. All right? You know, an alcoholic, okay? It's the same thing that's going on with this. We've got to break that. We've got to break that boundary. We've got to get your body out of that. Because when you're a sugar burner, that's what you're going to crave. Say, oh, I need sugar to stay awake. All right, I'm going to eat. My glycemic index is going to go high because I'm going to eat refined grains and carbs and things that get that going right away. Okay? And then it drops off. Now I got to do it again. I got to do it again. It's not sustainable. And now our body says, what are you doing? Should we just start storing things? Okay, let's start storing things because this doesn't seem right. All right, our environment, the things that are around our relationships, right? Don't have it in the house. If you got the Cherry Garcia in the freezer, all right, it's going to call your name.
Yes, it does.
Okay, that's right. All right, you shouldn't have Ben or Jerry in there. Okay? They need to stay at the store, okay? Because you're going to eat them, right? Hey, what's an action step you can do today? Go in your freezer, in your fridge, in your pantry, take all the stuff out that you shouldn't eat, dump it all in. No, don't throw it out. Go give it to someone, all right? Give it to the shelter. Go donate it at a food drive, whatever you want to do there, or burn it, all right? It's going to be better for the world if you do that, but you'll feel better if you donate it, okay?
We can't eat it and then start tomorrow?
No, that's right. You got to make that change, all right? Get it out of there. if any of you know Michelle, she was one of our CAs in the office. She's in here getting adjusted, so you'll see her if you haven't. But she had, for Halloween, had the candy, right? And do and go with the candy. And she's seeing her going and like, you know, people would bring in and, you know, give us stuff and do that. And then I go and throw it in the trash. And she's like, what are you doing? Like, shouldn't you like eat that or give that to someone? Like, that's killing them. You know, but that's that if I give someone this bag of Skittles that someone just gave me, that is hurting their health. I'm not okay with that. Okay? So you gotta become a weirdo. You gotta be a weirdo. Otherwise you're average and normal like everyone else.
So what do you give at Halloween?
We do.
Corn?
Yeah, corn. No, we don't want to give corn. What did we give? Like for the kids, we give them stickers and little punch things with things on them. We don't give them, why do we have to reward food for everything? You know, like, oh, the kid's mad he didn't get candy. Well, too bad for you. All right?
Don't come back next time.
Yeah, don't come back next time then, all right? You get the candy somewhere else. Right? Give them something else, yeah? Do something. I see pencils and all sorts of stuff. You can give them all. We have these little things kids actually love. They were like these little discs, and they like shoot them. You know, the boys especially love those little things. And they're like 2 cents. All right, and give those out. So, but that's the thing is we always want to reward with food. Oh, I was good. Oh, I worked out. I'm gonna go get a Frappuccino, which is 580 calories. Okay. Good job. There's no way you burned all that off. I'll tell you why in a second, right? Don't have a house slippery slope, right? We don't want to go down that slope. Stay out of the stuff. That's sugar we're talking about. Top 7 dieting pitfalls. These will go quick. Drinking calories, too much fruit. Oh, too much fruit.
Yeah.
So, all right, fruit. Yes, fruit we want to do, we can have fruit. However, at most we want to have is 25 grams of fructose per day. The only sugar or fructose is sugar from fruit, okay, that we should have in our diet. The only sucrose, anything that ends in crose, all right, should be from fruit, and it should be no more than 25 grams per day. Really, I don't recommend that more than 3 times a week. Okay, example, a apple is about 9 grams of fructose. A date is like 15. A banana is, I think, around 11. Right? Raspberry, like a serving of raspberries is like 4. Okay, so you got to start looking and doing at that. Really, that 25 grams is on the higher end. Do you need fruit to survive? No. All right. In fact, you'll flourish without it. But is it okay to have it and go and do it with it? Yes. But you have to know, hey, where am I going to get my sugars from? You say, oh, well, I have a little fruit, but then I also add, you know, honey into my drink, and then I also have, you know, this sugared food or this sugared cereal or this, that, and that. It adds up really quickly. Or I use a bunch of ketchup, not only on my burger, but on my fries. All right, start looking at how much you have in there.
Have you watched
Guilty.
Feta?
Have what?
Feta. It's about sugar. It's
Oh,
a
okay.
really good documentary as
Good.
well.
So that's it. Sugar is a bonded saying, go with that. We'll look at that one. So
What is it? Feta?
I don't know if it's on Netflix. It may be.
it is. Fed up. All right. Dairy. Okay. Grainitarians. All right. So you have some vegetarians that I see. Okay. They're usually grainitarians. That's what they live off. That's what they're from. Can you be vegan and vegetarian and be healthy? I think so. All right. There's probably a right way to do it, but it'd be really hard. You'd have to eat a lot, okay, of healthy food and not grains, okay, and going with that. So we've got to watch out for that. That's where I see people get into a slippery slope. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on that. If you're a vegetarian, we can talk more about that and how to get through this. Snacks, okay? So we say, oh, you know, I barely eat anything for lunch and dinner and breakfast. Snack all day, right? And what are you snacking on? And hey, if you're eating after 8 o'clock at night, is it ever anything good? No. All right? Go into a little bit of a starvation mode. It's actually good. All right? Your body actually needs that, so that it can start using your fat and not say, hey, I need another glycemic spike. Now, I'm going to go with my hand up in the air. Brandon did not just say to starve yourself. That is not what I said. Okay? You'll survive if you don't eat between 8 p.m. and 8 a.m. the next morning, all right? Or even noon the next day, okay? You can live 40 days without food, all right? Live 3 days without water. Now, I didn't say go 40 days without food or 3 days without water either. Okay? Eat every day, drink water every day. Drink half your body weight in ounces of water per day. Okay? If I weigh 200 pounds, I'm going to drink 100 ounces a day. All right? That's right. Get it in you.
Of clean water.
Clean water. That's right. All right? Get some filtered water. Good way to go. You can buy a water filtration system for $50 to $100. Put in your house. All right? It'll get you just what you need. Aquasana, if you're wondering about that, that's the brand we use. It's affordable, but it does pretty good at pulling out what you should pull out and leaving in what you should. All right, next thing, post-exercise binging. Okay, so if you're an average weight female and you want to run, okay, you would have to run 35 miles a week to burn 500 calories a day. 35 miles a week. Okay? For most of us, not sustainable. And even if you can do it, it's going to tear you up in other ways. There's no way you're going to be able to continue that and not get injured. And then when you're injured, that's an extra 3,500 calories that you're not burning anymore. You're going to go from weighing 130 pounds to 200 pounds very quickly. Okay, then you got to try to get that off again. Okay, so we go out, we go and we exercise, and then we eat all this food. All right, oh, I just worked out, did that. You would have to run 5 miles to burn 500 calories. One Frappuccino is 580 calories. Okay? Right, so you got to start looking at those things. Hey, if I have, right, one donut, or if I have one drink, or I do, that's going to negate a Snickers bar is like 400 calories. Okay? So you got to, there's a, I know of a doc, and he writes workouts. And he names them after the food that you would have to burn. Like, it's a horrible workout, and he named it Blueberry Muffin. Okay? Because you would have to do that to burn off a blueberry muffin. That's awesome. Okay?
So we shouldn't pay attention to if you are working out and going to the gym and you're on the treadmill and you get off and it says you burned 300 calories and you're feeling great. You shouldn't really pay attention to that.
You shouldn't pay attention. Well, it's not that you can't pay attention to it, but you can't now go and eat 500 calories. What did that do for you? Right? No, right? And so that's the thing we get into is we feel like we're starving, and then we eat more than we normally would that day. Okay, and we get you out of that. Now, here's another thing with that. How depressing is that calorie counter on the treadmill, right? How long did you have to be on there to burn 300 calories? I mean, you were probably on it for 2 hours, right? I mean, at a moderate pace, you probably have to be on there for almost 2 hours to burn 300 calories. Where I was talking about running 5 miles a day, 35 miles a week, that's at a fast pace. That's not a, hey, I walked, I did a 10-minute mile. Right? This is like 7 minutes. Okay? So, and most of us can't even do that for 1 mile, let alone 5 every day. Okay? So, the issue with this is it's not sustainable. Okay? You're never going to burn off the amount of calories that your body needs to go with it. So that's good news, right? There's other ways to do it. We're getting into that. But you should not be doing more than 20 minutes of cardiovascular exercise per day. The research came out and said cardiovascular exercise is good for you. All right? And that's as far as we read. And then if we did read a little farther, 20 minutes is that cardiovascular range that we did this testing on. Say, if 20 is good, 30 must be better, 60 must be great, 120 minutes must be even better, right? Then they didn't read any farther. What happens is in the first 10 to 20 minutes, your body turns into a fat burner. Cardiovascular exercise helps you lose weight. That's what the study was about. After 20 minutes, you go from a fat burner to a fat storer. So you're actually doing the opposite of what you set out to do in the first place by doing that. So, there's some more good news. Don't do cardiovascular exercise for more than 20 minutes. Cut it out. All right? Do some strength training. Do some strength, right? Add that muscle mass. Not only are you going to burn those calories while you're doing that training, but you're going to actually get 24 hours of fat burning after that. If you're in just a traditional cardio range where you could talk to someone while you're working out, right? And that's more of your just regular, just a little bit elevated heart rate. Okay, that's what we're talking about. If you're doing that for more than 20 minutes, you're going the wrong way. Okay? But if we can shorten that up, I do 10 minutes. And I do that of interval training. 1 minute fast, like as fast as I can go. I could not have a conversation with you next to me. I'm just trying to survive, okay? I'm trying to breathe. That's all I'm focused on. And then I slow down for a minute. And I go fast for a minute, slow down. So really I'm only doing 5 minutes of work. Best shape I've ever been in. First time I've ever seen my abs, okay? And I do less than I've ever done before, right? The gym is a small part of that. But let's do the right things. Let's do strength. Your abs are there. They're just covered, all right? So we gotta get rid of that. How are we gonna do that? We're coming into that, all right? Breakfast, good or bad? This really depends on what your focus is.
Sorry, just
Yeah.
The exercise part. I just got a question.
Yeah.
Which time of the day is the best time?
Whatever day you can get there, just do it.
Would you recommend doing before the first meal? Before?
It doesn't matter. The only time and like when I should eat or when I shouldn't eat is whatever it is. Like for me, I have to have something in my body before I go and work out or I feel sick. All right, like I just need some calories. Some people don't need to. That's fine. But don't go straight home and eat. Try to wait. You know, again, don't starve yourself. But if you're not hungry, a lot of times after a workout, you're probably not gonna be hungry. But it's just kind of I just worked out. I should eat and do that. No, let your body burn the fat that it's trying to work through. If you just eat something that's a high glycemic index after you just ate, now you just spiked it. Now what did you do? You just elevated insulin. What's insulin do?
Stores fat.
Stores fat. Okay? Let's not do that. All right? Good question. The real answer is whenever you can consistently go. All right? If I don't go in the morning, it doesn't happen. I'm not a morning person. All right? But I make myself get up. And I don't even really like exercising that much. My name is Dr. Brandon. I don't even really like exercising. Okay? But it's important for my goal and the health and what I'm trying to do. All right? The other stuff I'm good with. All right? Brendan laughs about it because he makes like workouts and stuff for me. He's like, I have to make, because Brendan, he wants to be there the shortest time possible. And I'm literally not there for more than 45 minutes, usually closer to 35. So my strength, did my 10 minutes, cardio, I'm out of there. See you later. I came in, the people that are on the treadmill were still there when I left. Okay? Alright? So, look at the people, right? Just do a little scan of the gym one time. Right? Look at, alright, hey, where are people spending all their time that maybe aren't in the best shape, and where are the people that are in better shape? And just on average, you're going to see that in the weight area, right? Are we being honest, right? We're going to see that when I say, oh, well, those are just muscle heads and things like that. I'm not a bodybuilder, right? I use the machines most of the time because I'm at Planet Fitness and I don't really have much for free weights, right? And so, but you've got to do that strength side of it. That's going to help you burn weight, continue to do that, and continue going on, all right? Diets. All right. Paleo, right? The caveman diet. Zone diet. This is like, hey, how do I do my macronutrients? What are my macronutrients? This is your carbs, your proteins, and your fats. Okay? But we can get into all these diets. The keto diet. What is the keto diet? It's essentially you're getting your body into a fat burner mode, which is what it's supposed to be. But everyone takes it to the extreme, right? Oh, I can't have carbohydrates, then I'm not a fat burner, then I'm burning carbs. Well, now you wonder why you're yo-yoing up and down, because you need carbs, right? What are good carbs? I haven't really covered that yet. Vegetables. Eat vegetables, okay? And I'll show you what a good plate looks like here, all right? Ketogenic diet, calorie counting, point systems. Oh, point systems. Please don't, all all right? There's no healthy way to do that. I see these and this is my points, and this is what I can do, and this is what I go for. That's why you're making it like, I gotta eat the white bread instead of the wheat bread because it's less points, right? This is toxic load. This is deficient calories that you're eating to try to get you, I'm at my 1,200 calories, and you're killing yourself, okay? Don't. There's so many more, again, like paleo and zone and ketogenic, and even some of those other, like they have good premises. And in fact, you can be healthy on them and you can live healthy, you can live a healthy lifestyle. But you get into all the stuff that people do that they shouldn't do on them, and what it looks like. So there's good premises for them. I'll show you a very simple way to see what it looks like. I just call this Exodus Correct, all right? I don't know why. This is just healthy lifestyle. This is what you should eat, all right? If you want to circle something, what should I eat, Doc? How about unlimited vegetables, as much as you can possibly eat? Eat like a king, all right? I am never hungry. I eat like crazy, right? More than I ever have. If you eat vegetables, that helps, okay? That's a huge factor in that. We need that to be the bulk of what we're eating. Abundant, lean, natural meats, some fruit, right? Some nuts and seeds. Do you know what it would take to break open walnuts and pull almonds out and pumpkin seeds? What would it take to get all those together, right? You're not going to eat 9 handfuls of almonds because that would take you 4 hours to get that many out, right? So you got to start to think, hey, what would be a more natural thing in looking and going at that, all right? Limited starch. Starch is like your potatoes or other grains that are coming out and things that way. Sweet potatoes are kind of like one of those anomalies. They're not a starchy food, and they're almost like not a potato. They're closer to being like a vegetable, so that's a good one, all right? And no sugar. Our goal is to have no added sugar in our diet. Don't eat sugar. That's gonna save you.
Sugar that's from the fruit.
Yeah, right. Just fructose, right? In small amounts, in moderation. Some fruit, okay? In little amounts. We don't want to add sugar from other things. That's what I was thinking. I don't eat ketchup anymore because there's no such thing as ketchup without sugar. Right? I'm a weirdo. I eat my stuff without ketchup, right? Mustard. Hey, mustard you can find. There's good mustard out there where they don't have sugar added to it. It's just mustard, vinegar and water, so people always ask, well, Doc, can I have this? Can I chew this gum? Can I drink this energy drink? Can I do this? It's like, how about this? I'll give you $50 if you can read me all those ingredients in, all right? Do you know what they are? Can you even say them? It's not food, right? We all know how to say all the food that's out there. We can pronounce those. If we can't pronounce them, don't eat them. They've been made, all right? You want to have a good overall lifestyle, right? I've talked a lot about this already. Our genes haven't changed, right? Not in thousands of years. So here's a cool stat. There's no evidence of ancestral degenerative disease. Right, in the fossil records and the things that they look back and go with it, they didn't have degenerative joint disease or discs. They didn't have cancer in their bones. They didn't have any of that stuff. It didn't exist. Okay? And you say, well, they had a different environment to do that. They look at hunter and gatherers from now and of recent, right? And people that are still living today and they live off of the land and go, same thing. All right? And if they do have stuff, it's minor.
Is arthritis one of those?
Yeah, that's an inflammatory thing. Yeah, absolutely. Degenerative disease, arthritis is a degenerative disease. Yep. And so that's the whole thing to say, oh, well, I'm old and I spent all this time using my joints and do that. So did they. They don't have degenerative disease. They don't have arthritis. I would say, oh, well, I've got arthritis in my knee or in my back. Well, how come your other knee doesn't have arthritis? How come your other vertebrae don't have arthritis? That's not because you're old or it runs in your family or da-da-da-da-da. Your body's not functioning the way that it's supposed to. It's not adapting somewhere. That's not for this talk. We'll do that another time, all right? Neurological issues. Agricultural revolution changed all of that. So, what does this healthy lifestyle look like? Unlimited non-starchy vegetables, no refined grains or bad carbs, less than 25 grams of fructose, relatively high in protein. Almost nobody that I've ever worked with has enough protein in their diet. Now, I'm not like, hey, you gotta have all this protein and a gram of protein per body weight and this and this and that. That's way too much, okay? But usually people are eating cereal for breakfast and maybe a salad or, you know, a sandwich with a little piece of deli meat on it, okay? And no other proteins anywhere there. And then for dinner, they might get some protein. Maybe have some chicken or a burger or something like going that way, right? That's not enough. And you especially can't wait until dinner to have your first decent sized protein. Because what's your body going to do from the morning until dinner? It needs protein to function and operate. We got to get that stuff early.
So how much protein should we be getting?
That I can't answer in this formula, all right? It really depends on you and what your goals are. Protein is based on what you're trying to do. If it's weight loss, I was just trying to get optimal health, if it's going with that. But, and I'll show you how you can portion that. I'll get there, all right? I can't specifically answer it for you, but I'll show you a good guideline, okay? High in fiber, all right? Good amounts of good fats. What are good fats?
Nuts.
Avocado, nuts,
Fruits?
olives, olive oil, coconut oil, coconut, okay?
Saturated fats.
What's that?
Saturated fats.
So that's getting in when you're looking at saturated versus unsaturated. You're looking at, hey, what's chemically changed and what's not, and going in and looking at that. I don't like to look at it that way because you can get down a slippery slope that way. You can say, oh, well, this is better for this or that. We need both of them, all right? And they're going to be in your food and say, oh, well, I don't want to eat avocados because they have unsaturated fats in them. No. Eat an avocado a day will keep the doctor away, all right? All right? Apples, would be my first food to do for that.
What about butter?
All right, butter. Is butter good or bad?
It is on a sweet potato.
That's right. We get joking today. I like it. And absolutely, it is good on a sweet potato, and that's good for you. All right? Butter.
Real butter, though.
Real butter, all right? Kerrygold is a good one that's out there, right? It's grass-fed butter, right? I don't recommend you go crazy with it. So that's that. I used to have a lot more of it. I found out I'm actually allergic to dairy, so I don't do it at all anymore. But it's okay, all right? Cook your food in it, put it on some things. It's good fat. Don't use margarine. That'll kill you, okay? Don't use this other fake stuff. If you see something on the shelf, well, first off, you shouldn't be in the shelves, all right? That's not where the healthy food is, all right? If you're in the middle aisles, you're not in a good place, all right? But if you're in there and you have, oh, I gotta get this or whatever it may be, right? If you see stuff that says fat-free on it, or reduced, or no sugar, or things like run away, okay? Because they've had to modify it to get that stuff out of there somehow, right? And first off, we're all deficient in fat. Unless you specifically set up your diet to eat more fats in it, you're deficient. Eat more fats. That was another thing that happened around 1980 is, we went through, I think it was mid-80s, we had fat's bad, right? Everything went fat-free.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason was because of these things started going up, it was for heart disease. Do you know what happened to heart disease once they removed fat from our foods on our shelves? Skyrocketed, okay? Never came down. The trend that it was going upward was nowhere near what happened after they did that. Okay, so get the fats in. Any other?
No.
Okay.
Well, my grandma and papa, they would eat like 2 dozen eggs in like 2 weeks. Never had heart disease,
Yeah.
never had any, ever.
Yeah, that's the thing. We look at the things that, oh, we're doing this. Only 5% of your, if you want to talk cholesterol, and this causes heart disease, this actually comes from your diet. It's all what your body's creating on the inside. Right? Net alkaline, so high in fiber. Right? The engine's only as good as the exhaust system. Right? You gotta get the stuff flowing. Alright? If you're not gonna get your good output. Alright? Net alkaline load, what does that mean? We want to be more basic, not acidic. Sugar and refined carbs make us acidic. What does cancer thrive off of? Acid, sugar. You void yourself of sugar, cancer's not going to thrive. Okay? Alex can tell you she's worked in the hospitals, all right, as a nutritionist. It's not good. Okay? And what they're feeding people with cancer, and I think it's all high glycemic stuff. Right? Oh, well, no, they give them the little thing of cranberry juice or whatever in that little cup thing with the tin foil on top, right? There's probably 40 grams of sugar in that little teeny thing. It's horrible. Right? All right, so we got to be basic. That's where we want to be. That's where we're going to function optimally out of. Rich in phytochemicals, vitamins, minerals, antioxidants. I got to get moving. I can't spend time on that. All right, where's the plants, the fat, and the protein? All right, so here's your plate. All right? We're Americans, right? We want the big plate. All right, no, let's not do that. All right? Here's your plate. All right? Start with a smaller plate. That'll be a good plate. 1950, you should go back. There's a picture somewhere. I'll have to get it in our slides. You look at what food size and how big cups were and how big plates were and how big a Happy Meal was and all those things. I mean, they have just multiplied tremendously. It's kind of, did our genes change where we all of a sudden need 3 times more food than we used to eat? No. Okay? All right, so here's our plate. So how are we going to do this? What's this? That's right, the smiley face. Veggies with a little bit of fruit. All right? If you want it, if you need it. But veggies. You can eat as much steak as you want, but you need to eat twice as much vegetables. All right, whatever your protein is that you're going to, make sure it's twice as much vegetables. All right? At minimum, we got to have half of our plate veggies. I love at Whole Foods or anywhere else those divided plates, right? Or half of it, and then they've got a little thing down the middle, right? Looking just like this. I fill this part with veggies, not my meat or my bread or whatever else I was going to put in there. I fill this with veggies first, then I move to the next thing. Okay? So, veggies, a little bit of fruit here. Here's my protein. All right? A third. So you ask, hey, well, how much should I do of this and this? If all your meals look like this, you're good. All right? For what's going to get you full. Eat as much veggies as you want. Like crazy. Really, just go to town. I promise, if you just eat a ton of veggies, and I know everyone's not, oh, that's not sweet. That's not this is going with that, all right? But there's no limit. There's literally no limit because you will be so full. You can only eat so much. But with a refined carb, you can put it all right down to a little amount, and it goes in, and it spikes your glycemic index, and then you're hungry again in 2 hours. Okay? So, veggies, fruit, and then got this little circle here for fats. And I say little, really, I'm just doing that so people don't go wild and crazy, but if anything, more than that. Okay? Get those fats in. Olive oil, drizzle it all over your plate. Okay? Put some nuts in there, some avocado. Right? Cook your food up in butter or coconut oil. Okay? That's good stuff. Be able to add it and go with that. Does that make sense? I mean, it's just like, hey, here's a simple, if you leave with nothing else, just start with 50% of your plate vegetables. All right? Say, hey, I got to eat half of my plate vegetables before I eat anything else. And when you start adding, there's food combining, you start adding different foods together and, fruit with this and, just veggies go with everything and it doesn't mess with your stomach acid, how things break down in your stomach, okay? You start adding grains and you start adding a bunch of fruit or you drink a bunch of cold water during as well, you start to affect digestion, right, in a negative way. So, does that make sense? Good there? All right. So, eat like a king, all right? Does that look good? All right, nice big omelet, all right? Greens in there, some turkey or chicken sausage, all right, going with it. All right, going with nice avocado, egg salad going on here. Ooh, how about some bison steak or a salad? Can you do that? That's so good. Avocado there. Some almond flour, or muffin, or whatever these things are called, pancakes. All right, almond flour instead of wheat. They're good. My daughter loves those. a little bit of blackberries. See, we can have some fruit. Be good to get some veggies on this plate, though, right? Let's see some veggies. All right. Oh, nice big chicken salad, mango, peppers. Here we got chicken legs. All right. You can do some chicken thighs. All right, and do that. All right. When it comes to this, load it up. All right, do this. Swedish meatballs. Going in here. Another salad. All right, looking at that. Salmon. Do a lobster and shrimp. Okay, so eat, eat, eat. Fill it up. Go and do that. Get those things going. All right, so do's and don'ts. Here's kind of a breakdown again. All right, where are we at? What we want to do: non-starchy vegetables, some fruit, meat, poultry, fish, range-fed eggs, natural fats, some nuts and sweets. Drink water. Okay, don'ts: refined carbs, those quick carbs, cereal grain sweeteners, bad vegetable oils, dairy products, soda, juice, and alcohol. All right, get them out. They're going to get that glycemic index. Oils, we talk about olive oil is going to be your best. We want to do that raw. Avocado oil's good. Palm oil's good. Coconut oil is better for your high heat. High heat, you want to use coconut oil or butter. Is really your best two options. Don't cook olive oil in high heat. It actually turns to trans fat. You're doing the opposite of what you're trying to do. Okay? All right. Sedentary lifestyles. We got to move. Right? Here's a wild human in captivity. All right? We're meant to move. We're meant to move around. We're meant to do that. However, this is what happens, right? This is if we eat the food pyramid. Okay? We turn into that. Have you ever seen a fat giraffe? No, right? All right? It's because of the things that we're doing and things that we're going through. We got to be wild. We got to do that way. Humans living today inherited a genome that was programmed for daily physical activity and a high fiber diet. Got to move. That helps our hormones. Okay? What causes insulin spike? Okay? Sugars, refined carbs, dairy. Right? We went through this. Number 4. I'll just work it off in the gym. Right? Caloric need. We need these calories. Intake versus output is not the only thing here. All right? There's a hormonal impact. We support our training and lean muscles, but not fat. We don't want to support fat. We want to support our training, so that's what we're going to do. We want our muscles to burn our calories for us. All right? It's much more sustainable. We're never going to be able to burn that off cardiovascularly. Okay? So, our energy balance. We have thrifty genes. Okay? Our body is created to survive. We want to go in and out of that. It's very easy to consume these calories and very difficult to burn these calories. You will never out-train a lousy diet. And this is a good look at do that. If you want abs, all right, 30% is done in the gym, 70% is done with your diet. Abs are made in the kitchen, not the gym. All right? We've got to start there. We've got to get that right. Exercise is critical in achieving optimal health. Our ancestors exerted themselves daily to secure their food, water, protection. All right, it's still important to us as exercise as our survival depends on it. In a different way, it still does. Exercise still does depend on our health and how we're going to function, how we're going to live. It's not going to be to survive against a tiger, all right, out in the wild, but it is going to be against cancer, heart disease, diabetes, all right, these things that are killing us. Rebalance your hormones with exercise. This is critical, all right? You can only do so much with hormones if you're not moving. All right, I see people come in and like, I'm doing bioidentical hormones, I'm doing this replacement, I'm doing this, I'm doing this. Okay, you can get some of these things up, but it's not sustainable. Your body's going to let that go. It's going to get used to that. Exercise is the best way to balance your hormones. All right? How much do I need to exercise? Some people will say every day that you eat, right? So, right, you got that food together, you're going with that. Exertion is key. We got to be moving, sweating, and panting. 30 minutes plus, okay? And I'm like, 35 minutes, I'm good, all right? I'm out of there and doing that. So, if you're just hanging out and just walking on the treadmill nice and slow and doing that, hey, sometimes that's places where we need to start. If we've got to work on building your cardiovascular exercise before you can actually get and move a little bit faster, get those things going, hey, let's do that. Maybe you need to be in the pool where it's not such high impact, where you can really get your blood sweating and going. Walk up 4 flights of stairs. you'll probably be in moving, sweating, and painting, okay? Find some stairs, all right? Be efficient, don't overtrain, have fun, do what moves you. Yeah.
How does this 30 minutes compare to the 20 minutes you said earlier?
So 20 to 25 minutes of strength and then 10 minutes of cardiovascular is good at how I got that 30 to 35 minutes.
Oh, so this is combined,
Yes.
the strength and the cardio?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Exercise, right? Yeah, moving and doing that. Stairs is kind of both. You know, just as I mean, hey, if just moving and walking is where we got to start, just start doing that. You just start walking a mile a day, it's going to make a difference. Okay? Start somewhere. Start doing that. If you really want to be efficient with your exercise, help your hormones, and really burn fat, you got to be sweating, you got to be panting. All right? You say, I don't sweat. You're not working hard enough. Okay? You may sweat worse than others, but you got to really get after it. Right? If you see me when I'm doing this cardio for a minute, right, be like, oh, I'm not going near that dude. He might fly off that thing. Okay? So that's what you got to do. All right, social stress. Chronic psychological stress, sleep deprivation, right? We put ourselves in these cycles of where we're always on technology and lights are on all the time and we're stimulated and we're not turning our devices off. That can lead into our cortisol, going up. All right? So we got to get out of that because number 5 is sleep's got nothing to do with it. All right? That's a lie. Cortisol cycles, we've talked about that. Unnatural schedules, unnatural lighting. All right, our bodies is a little unfair. When it's light out in the summer, our body starts to go into hibernation mode. Then, all right, it starts to store fat when it's light. Okay? Because it knows, hey, it's lighter longer. Okay, now we're going to start storing fat so that when it isn't light out and it's dark and it's cold and it's going with it, we're ready to go. Right, so it's kind of the opposite. When we have that light going on, we store fat, and when it's darker, we start to burn it. Right? Hibernation, right? When the bear's sleeping, right, through the winter, he's burning fat. He's in fat burning mode. That's actually the time we want to be in, not the other time. Okay? And these are all hormones, right? Insulin, fat storage, cortisol, carb craving, ghrelin, appetite goes up, leptin, down, your appetite goes up. And so these are all things that lead to this perfect storm of us being more hungry and eating more. Use circadian rhythm as a guide. What does that mean? When it's light out, be awake. When it's dark, go to sleep. Okay? We should do a whole seminar on sleep, but that's really it. Okay? Sleep when it's dark, be awake when it's light. I know that's hard for some people in jobs and things and going with it, but when you can do it 8 to 9 hours. All right? I know it's a lot, pushing a little bit more and going with that, all right? Really hitting that kind of 8 hour, I mean, I know for me personally, that 8 hours is what I like to get in and do that. You gotta look at. If you have an iPhone, I love it. It's got the new thing, the time to bed thing, and I set, it's 8 hours on there, and you set it, and you know right when, okay, hey, I'm getting up at 6 o'clock, great, I need to be to bed by 11 o'clock, all right? So, right, or 10 o'clock.
10 o'clock.
10 o'clock, 10 o'clock. And so, right, that's, you know, I love that because it can remind you to go to bed, right? It's, you know, hey, use technology when it is helpful, okay? Dark, quiet, and comfortable. Be fast. Turn the electronics off, right? Minimum 30 minutes before you go into bed, all right? 90 would be better. Let your body, because that's light. Even if it's not, you're mentally stimulated, that's light. Your pineal gland uses light to determine when it's light and when it's dark out. And the light from your phone or from your TV, from whatever else, it does it the same way as the sun does. Right? The pineal gland doesn't go against one versus the other. Your culture, okay? Set the culture of your household. Right? With your kids, what do you do? What do we eat? What do we not eat? Right? What are the things that we do? Hey, look, where's your veggies? Where's your proteins? Where's your fat? Okay? Make it a culture. Here's the best practices. Eat more, okay? Most people aren't eating enough in terms of calories, all right? Eat more. But it's got to be in here, all right? You want more protein? All right, eat more veggies. If you can keep eating more and more and more, go for it, okay? Sleep more and have more sex. Can you do this? All right? Hey, if sex is how you're going to get your exercise, all right, for 30 minutes,
Let's do it.
you got to do it 10 times in a row to get to 30 minutes, all right, whatever you got to do, all right? Come on, this can be fun, right? And do this. Get into that. That's exercise. You know, do what moves you, all right? Given the ineffectiveness of popular weight loss diets, adoption of a healthy lifestyle is more appropriate for winning the war against chronic disease, all right? It's got to be about a healthy lifestyle. It can't be doing this week's fad or this year's new diet trend or this thing. You've got to make the changes from the inside, all right, out. So, this is what we've got to do. This is what we've got to go against and function with this, okay? When we're stuck in this bondage, all right, of the food that we're eating, the sugar that's overtaking us, and say, hey, can I do a little bit of this or should I do a little bit of that? Break out of it first, okay? Then add it back in. Say, hey, you know what? I'm just going to stay away from this stuff. It's a slippery slope, all right? I don't want to get into this and go to this. Hey, eat veggies and protein with fats and maybe a little bit of fruit here and there. Just only do that, all right? Do that. Don't touch anything else. Oh, well, they got me, you know, they brought in donuts for breakfast, or they, you know, do this, they do this. Don't do it, all right? Break out of that bind. You've got to switch your body over. Your body wants to be a fat burner, but you got to quit giving it to sugar. Sugar's easy to burn. That's why they're called fast carbs. Sugar, those fast carbs, those refined grains, okay? The body, it's much more readily available. If you keep giving the body that, it's just going to keep burning that. All right? And so you gotta get that out to start breaking that pattern. It's going to change how you feel about food. There's going to be foods that I've craved this my entire life since I was a kid. Well, you see what we feed our kids, okay? Yeah, we were set up for failure from the beginning. It's going to change how you feel about food, the foods you crave, the things that you like. You're going to like things you didn't used to like, okay? And this is something that, hey, you know what? Yes, with what I've taught you here today, you can take a lot of this, you can go out, you can drastically change your life. And that's why I want you to take 3 things, all right, that you learn from this from different categories, whether it was, hey, you know what, I'm going to eat fast, or I'm going to make sure half my plate is vegetables, or whatever. 3 things, right? 3 simple things. Don't make this an informational session, because if it is, I failed you, right? I don't want that. I want you guys to change. I want you to be better. I want you to be better for you, because if you're not healthy, who does that affect? Everyone around you, right? Not just you, and it does affect you. It affects your spouse, your kids, your family, right? So, be better for you, be better for them, okay? And so take those 3 things, make this actionable. Make it transformation, not informational, okay? Some of you say, hey, you know what? Awesome information, but I'm still a little concerned on how I'm going to do this. Who's going to hold me accountable? What are, like, my next steps? How can I take this action and go with that? That's something where we have all sorts of stuff here to help you with that, all right? You say, hey, you know what? I don't know where to start, or I want to kickstart this, and you know, I feel like I've tried these things and these healthy lifestyle changes in the past, and I wasn't able to do it on my own. Let us come alongside of you, all right? You say, hey, you know what? I need help. Great, let us help you, all right? Like the people that we've helped here all along with that. Alex has a little note for me of all the things that she has for you. So articles of the month we have over there for you. That's what this is our body signals program of what we're doing. Every month we have a new program in the office, okay? And so I kind of let it slip a little bit on our last Better Results Faster class. So, but really you guys are the first people to know what next month is, and Alex will have those out front for you. Is our next month is going to be immune system, okay? Immune system, sickness, how is cancer and these things taking over our body, chronic disease and others, and hey, how can we boost our immune system in this environment? All right? And also what we're doing as well is if you say, hey, you know what, I need a little bit more help, our expert in Alex here is what we're doing is if you're already a practice member here at Exodus Health, For $30, we're setting up a 15-minute consultation for you to sit down, really break down, all right, hey, these are my goals, because your goals is going to depend what you need to do. All right? Hey, if I want an overall, I want optimal health, I'm going to work towards these things. But hey, I want to lose some weight quickly, or I want to detoxify my cells and get healthier. I didn't really get into detox today, but that's usually a huge catapult that can help with your hormones, help you start to lose weight. I wish Carla was here. She just did one of our detoxes, and she was here in the office yesterday going, I wouldn't believe how much better I feel. My energy's so up. I lost 8 pounds. My migraines are gone for the first time ever. Like, you know, just going on and on and on. And it's because she was so toxic, right? Our environment's toxic. We've got to push those things out. So $30, and that's for today only. If you're already a practice member, you can sit down with Alex. If you're not a member in our office, it's what it is we've got to look at, we got to see, hey, what's going on with your nervous system with this, okay? Because if your nervous system isn't functioning properly, if you eat all the right foods, you exercise properly, you do all those things, your body's not going to know what to do with them, all right? So that's the first starting point. You've got to make sure that your nervous system, your brain is telling your stomach to break down your food, your digestive system to move it out, your liver to detoxify your cells. Right? So we've got a little bit more information we've got to figure out before we can move into that. But for only $50, it includes your nervous system evaluation and a consult with Alex. Okay? To really get in, start breaking that down and going in and going with that. Does that make sense? Any questions about that? Got that? The immune system talk is going to be June 19th at 6 p.m. And anything else, Alex?
Yeah, so I forgot to put on your sticky note. So what we love to do is obviously share this information, have people come into our office, listen to these seminars, but we love to get out into the community as well. So if you work somewhere that you would love to have us come and talk to your staff, talk to your coworkers, because I know, it's hard to get out of work all the time or get off 77 at 6 p.m., right? So if there's somewhere you want us to come and talk, we're more than happy to do that for you. Come out, do screenings, whatever we want to do. Or if there's just personally some people in your life that you think could be, helped by this information, we want to get a hold of them through you. We want to be able to share our message and share our purpose and get out in the world and share our love. So if you know any of those people, you can put them on this list for me and we'll reach out to them on your behalf.
It's part of our mission, guys. This is was this helpful today? Was this helpful? This is what we do. We're trying to change the world here, all right? And we got to do it one piece at a time and doing with that. And this is something that changed people's lives. We see it over and over and over again in our practice and those around us. And so it's just part of our mission. I'm spending more of my time going out and speaking and talking to more places. Doing talks like this, I'd love to be home cuddling my daughter right now, but this is my mission, okay? Mission, I'm here for you guys, okay? I hear myself talk enough throughout the day, all right? All right? I'm here to help you, and we want to help you with that. And so if that's something that you want and go and work that, Alex and Brendan, they'll be able to get you set up with an appointment, whether it's with her to this or our exam if you're new to the office here, and we'll get that in, get that flowing. And then also, please, if you know someone that, hey, they need to hear this message, or you want us to come talk, or you want to invite them to our next talk, or every 2 weeks we do a Better Results Faster class, which is a great intro to what's going on with the nervous system and overall health, our healthcare system, why it's broken and not working. So come to that as well and bring people with you and have fun with it. So thank you so much. It was an honor and privilege to have you here. Please take action steps in this, and I hope to see you all at our next talk.
Thank you.